everyone. So for today, I am going to discuss the chapter 6, which is the payroll processing and fixed asset procedure in regards sa ating subject matter, accounting information system. This chapter is a part of the expenditure cycle, which is the part 2. So before we proceed in our discussion, I want to introduce myself first. So, I'm Jewel Claire de Paz Manago, Bachelor of Science in Accounting Information System from Sablayan Campus, OMSC. So, let's proceed sa ating discussion. So, here are the following learning objectives. So, after studying this chapter, learners or students should recognize the fundamental tasks that constitute the payroll and fixed asset processes. Secondly, be able to identify the functional departments involved in payroll and fixed asset activities and trace the flow of these transactions through the organization. So, sa chapter na ito, mapapag-aralan natin yung different departments kung saan yung pinagdadaanan ng paychecks or ng kung paano pa pinoproseso yung pagpapasweldo sa mga employees, and also their function or their roles in an organization, business entity, or a corporation. So, third, be able to specify the documents, journals, and accounts that provide audit trails, promote the maintenance of historical records, and support internal decision-making and financial reporting. So, mapag-aralan natin yung mga documents na kailangang ma-attain or kailangan na maproseso in terms of payroll. And also, the journal entries or the journals and those accounts na ginagamit to provide audit trails. So, next, understand the exposures associated with payroll and fixed asset activities and recognize the controls that reduce this risk. So, syempre, in an organization, so meron tayong mga ginagamit na internal controls in order to reduce the risk. Yun nga yung napag-aralan natin last time about the errors and fraud of documents. So, napakahalaga nito na magkaroon ng internal control in terms of payroll. Yan, sa payroll system natin or payroll processing. So, lastly, be aware of the operational features and the control implications of technology used in payroll and fixed asset system. So, maging aware tayo, meron tayong alam in operational features. So, let's move to let's proceed sa ating introduction. So, this chapter is divided into two major sections. So, una, a conceptual overview of the payroll process, emphasizing logical tasks, key entities, sources, and uses of information, and the flow of key documents through an organization. So, mapag-aral natin yung payroll processing, the payroll control, the payroll system. So, mapag-aral natin mamaya yan. And also, we illustrate these features first with a manual system and then consider the operational and control issues related to computer-based alternative. So, yung second section naman is examines fixed asset system. So, ano ba pag sinabi natin fixed asset system? Sabi dyan, fixed assets are the property, plant, and equipment or the PPE that is used in the operation of business. So, in this discussion, we focuses on process pertaining to the acquisition, maintenance, and disposal of its fixed assets. So, di ba meron siyang stages? Ang asset is from new to be old. So, kung kailan tayo mag-a-acquire, yung maintenance natin, and the disposal. So, finally, we illustrate these concepts with a real-time example. So, next, we have the topics under this chapter. So, ayun na nga, the conceptual payroll system. Under nito yung payroll controls. Madidiscuss natin yan mamaya. And then, the physical payroll system. Under nito ang manual payroll system. Then, third, computer-based payroll system. Under nito ang automating the payroll system using batch processing and re-engineering the payroll system. And next, the conceptual fixed asset system. Under nito ang logic of a fixed asset system. And lastly, the physical fixed asset system. Under nito ang computer-based fixed asset system and also controlling the fixed asset system. So let's proceed to the conceptual payroll system or payroll controls. So ayan, the conceptual payroll system. Payroll processing is actually a special case purchases system in which the organization purchases labor rather than raw materials or finished goods for resale. So, sa payroll processing, mas binibigyan natin ng attention or ng focus yung pag-purchase ng labor. Ano wag sinabing pag-purchase ng labor? Ibig sabihin, we are going to focus on the production. So, mas pinapalawak natin yung production natin, mas pinapalaki, mas pinapataas, kaysa sa pagbili ng raw materials or ng finished good para i-resale. So, the nature of payroll processing, however, creates the need for specialized procedures. So, sa payroll processing, bakit kailangan na merong specialized procedure? So, here are the following reasons. So, una, a firm can design general purchasing and disbursements procedures that apply to all vendors and inventory. However, itong payroll procedures differ greatly among classes of employees. So, sabi dyan is differ greatly among classes of employees. Ibig sabihin, itong payroll procedures is inaangkop siya dun sa classes ng employee. So, meron dito ang example. Different procedures are needed for hourly employees, salaries employees, piece workers, and commission employees. So, iba-iba yung procedure na ginagamit or ina-apply. Depende yun sa classes ng employees. Kung ito ba ay pinapasweldo ng per hour or per day, per week, or twice a week, or quincenas katapusan, or monthly. Sabi pa dito, the payroll processing requires special accounting procedures for employee deduction. So, special accounting procedure para daw dun sa employee deduction. And also withholdings for taxes that do not apply to trade accounts. So, ayan na nga. Dito sa payroll processing, makikita natin mamaya yung mga accounting procedures. Merong sa iba't ibang department. So, dito na ngayon dinideduct yung mga withholding tax ng isang employees, just like yung mga SSS or Pag-ibig. So, ayan. So, second one, general expenditure activities constitute a relatively steady stream of purchasing and disbursing transaction. Yung business organization does create purchasing systems to deal with their normal level of activity. Payroll activities, on the other hand, are discrete events in which disbursements to employees occur weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. So, ano ba pag sinabing discrete events? So, pag sinabi kasing discrete, ibig sabihin is naka-separate siya. Naka-separate siya. So, ang payroll activities is nakadepende nga sa katayuan ng employee. Kung siya ba ay sumusweldo, weekly, daily, bi-weekly, or monthly. So, the task of periodically preparing large numbers of payroll checks in addition to the normal trade accounts checks can overload the general purchasing and cash disbursement system. So, third, the reason. Writing checks to employees requires special controls. Combining payroll and trade transaction can encourage payroll fraud. So, kailangan ng makasulat ng check sa employee na nagre-require ng special controls. Sabi dyan, yung combining payroll and trade transaction can encourage payroll fraud. So, mamaya madidiscuss natin yung na kung hindi tayo magkakaroon ng pag-control or internal control in terms of payroll, so maaaring meron dyang mangyari na magkaroon ng fraud or intentional na pagmamanipulate ng information or sa pagsasweldo. So, mahalaga yan na ma-monitor. So, ayan, makikita natin dito yung different departments. So, we have the data flow diagram of payroll procedures. So, makikita natin dito yung itong production department, personnel department. So, from production department, ito meron job ticket, time cards. So, ito napunta sa update, work in process account. And then, itong time card is napunta siya dito sa prepare payroll. So, itong prepare payroll, itong personal department, and also the employee and the bank. So, bago tong sa employee, syempre, minsan dumadaan siya rito sa bangko. So, before ng bank, i-prepare cash disbursement. Ito yung payroll check. So, ayan. So, for the further information in detail, let's move on. So, ayan, meron tayong payroll system. So, let's discuss the personnel department. Uses personnel action forms to. So, ano ba yung personnel department? So, ano yung ginagawa ng personnel department? So, ang personnel department, they are in charge in una, to activate new employees. Sunod, change the pay rate of employees, change the marital status, and or number of dependents, and terminate the employees. Ibig sabihin, itong personal department, ginagamit nila itong personal action forms. So, ano ba yung action forms na sinasabi? Yung personal action forms, dito makikita yung information regarding sa employees. So, ginagamit nila ito para to activate new employees. So pagkatapos nga na ma-authorize itong employees na to, is napupunta siya sa personnel department. At doon, magpe-prepare itong personnel department na fill upan ni employee or employees para ma-activate siya. And also, they are in charge in changing the pay rate of employees. So, ayan, sila din yung naka-in charge sa pagpapalit ng pay rate. So, dahil nagbabago-bago yan. And also, change the marital status and their numbers of dependents. So, ang personnel department din ang nagbabago ng marital status. For example is, halimbawa, si employee is pumasok sa isang company ng single siya. Then, nagkaroon ng asawa, so naging married. So kailangan is na ina-update yung marital status ng isang employee. So halimbawa naman, from being a married, naging widow. So kailangan ina-update tong marital status ng employee. So, sila yung naka-in-charge sa mga bagay na yan. And also, to terminate employees or sa pagpapaalis ng mga employee. Kung sila ba ay magre-retired na or kailangan ng alisin sa isang company or business entity. So, ito po yung example ng personnel action form. So, nandyan yung pangalan, yung position niya, social security number, yung current salary, current bonus level, last increase date, next increase date, the current performance rating, sumunod dito yung salary increase guidelines, so outstanding, superior, good, or provisional. And also, the percentage increase, kung magkano ba yung or ilan ba yung na-increase na percentage. And also, the new salary and the effective date. So, dito sa baba, makikita natin yung approvals ng supervisor and ng director of personnel. So, sinasabi rito, the personnel department prepares and submit personnel action forms to the prepare payroll function. So, ang personnel department lang yung nagpre-prepare o nagsasubmit ng personnel action forms. So, hindi sila yung nagpapasweldo. Sila lang yung nagpre-prepare o sila lang yung gumagawa at nagsasubmit ng personnel action. So, meron pang pupuntahan itong marami pang proseso na mangyayari. So, sabi pa dyan, these documents identify employees authorized to receive a paycheck and are used to reflect changes in hourly pay rates, payroll deductions, and job classification. So, ayan na nga. Itong personnel action forms, ito daw yung nag-a-identify sa employees in order to authorize na makareceive ng paycheck. O, ito yung sweldo. Dito, ito rin yung reflection ng pagbabago ng hourly pay rates. So, di ba makikita natin dito yung last increase date, itong itong new salary, yung percentage increase, and the payroll deductions. So, makikita rin natin dyan yung job classification. So, ayan. Let's move on to the production employees. So, sa production department to. Yung production employees fills out 2 forms. So, merong dalawang form na finifill outan si production employee. So, una itong job tickets and secondly, time cards. So, ano ba yung job tickets? Diba, sa cost accounting na pag-aratin yung job order costing. So, dito, makikita natin sa account na to yung time na in-spend ni worker sa production job niya or sa kanyang trabaho. Kung ilang oras ba yung in-spend ni employee. Dito naman sa time cards, it is used to capture the total time worked each pay period for payroll calculation. So, dito naman minomonitor o ito yung nagsisilbing parang parang isang bagay din na ginagamit para malaman natin yung total time na tinatrabaho ng isang empleyado. So, meron mga examples nito is, ito nga yung time card. So, sa ibang mga institution para mas mapadali at hindi madaya. So, ito kasi nangangailangan pa ng sign ng supervisor. So, sa ibang mga institution just like sa school, sa mga employee ng school, they use biometrics. So, yon yung thumb lang nila is ito na yung hindi siya madaling ma-manipulate kasi nandun na talaga naka-automatic na siya na mara-record kung pumasok ka ba, nag-login ka ba, or nag-log out ka ba. So, ilan yun sa mga tools na ginagamit para mas secure at mas malaman natin na kung yung isang tao ba ay ma-absent or hindi. So, ito yung example ng job ticket. So, makikita natin dyan itong department number. Kung saang department ba. The employee number, the machine number, ayan, machine number, then the, ano yung nakalagay? Pieces finish. So, mostly sa mga, sa mga factory or sa mga production companies, yan, mga manufacturing companies. And then the pre-order or not. So, ayan, nakalagay dito, ito ang pangalan ng supervisor at yung date. Nakalagay din dito yung date, kung kailan nag-start at kung kailan natapos. So, dito naman sa time card, makikita naman na natin dito yung ito, Monday to Friday to Sunday na pag-in at pag-out. So, meron nakalagay dito, first week, second week, then sa taas may nakalagay na number and also the name, the pay, and the signature. So, dito sa left side or right side, makikita naman natin itong time kung saan si employee is nag-login. Ayan, naka-record yung mga time niya ng kanyang pagpasok. It is a sample lang. So, ayan. Let's move sa cost accounting department. So, sabi dyan, cost accounting department uses the job tickets to allocate labor cost to work in process accounts. So, yung job ticket, so yung kanina pinakita ko, yun daw ina-allocate to allocate labor costs to work in process accounts. So, yun na nga. You can identify it if yun ba ay direct labor, indirect labor, or the factory overhead, or the production overhead, factory overhead. O nga, factory overhead, kung ano ba siya sa overheads. So, ayun. And also summarizes these charges in a labor distribution summary which is forwarded to General Ledger Department. So, ayan. Yung cost accounting department, sila yung nagsa-summarize. And then, it forwarded to General Ledger Department. So, yung General Ledger Department, sila naman yung gumagawa ng journal entries. So, next, we have the payroll department. Payroll department receive personnel action forms and time cards. Uses them to, so ayan. Yung payroll department, sila lang yung nagpre-prepare ng payroll register. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa sila yung nagpapasweldo, kundi nagpre-prepare pa lang. And also, enter the information into the employee payroll records. Sumunod, prepare paychecks. So, itong payroll department, sila yung nagre-receive ng personnel action forms and time cards. Ito yung ginagawa nilang basihan in preparing payroll register, payroll employee records, and the paychecks. And then, itong paychecks na to, ay i-send naman nila o ibibigay nila sa cash disbursements, and ang copy ng payroll register na ginawa nila ay ibibigay naman sa accounts payable department. Ito yung example ng payroll register. So, ayan, may nakalagay dyan na kung anong pangalan ng company, the payroll register for period ending, meron date. So, dito nakalagay yung, ayan, the gross, the deduction. Ayan, nakalagay na yung mga deduction niya. Ito yung content ng payroll register. So, ito naman, employee payroll records o record. Nakalagay din dito yung period ending. Ito, yung rate. Magkano yung rate per hour. And the deductions. So, ayan po yung sample ng payroll register at employee payroll record. So, ito na yung paycheck. Ayan. Ang paycheck, ito naman yung pinoproduce ng payroll department. Ayan, diba? So, dito makikita natin sa baba yung itong nakastate na rin yung bank na nakalagay dito yung bank. Ibig sabihin, itong check na to is ibibigay nila sa bangko. And then, si employee, dito niya kukunin yung kanyang sweldo through this check. Pero may mga company naman na sila na mismo yung nagbibigay ng sweldo. Yun yung tinatawag na merong paymaster. Yung paymaster, siya na yung nagbibigay o nagdidistribute ng mga sweldo ng employees. So, ayan. We have the accounts payable department. So, ano nga ba yung ginagawa ni accounts payable department? Prepares a cash disbursements voucher for the total amount of the payroll. So, ito naman daw yung nagpre-prepare ng cash disbursement vouchers. So, kailangan munang magkaroon ng cash disbursement voucher para maibigay or ma-release yung paycheck, yung cheque kay employee. At yung copy daw nitong cash disbursement na to ay sinesend sa cash disbursement department at sa general ledger department. So, bakit kaya? Kasi nga, kinakailangan nito para i-record yung mga transactions na nagaganap, lalo na pagdating sa pagpapasweldo. So, kailangan may mga records yung general ledger department. So, ayan. Ano ba yung ginagawa ni cash disbursement department? Siya yung nagre-review at nagpipirma o yun yung signs the paychecks at fino-forward niya ito sa paymaster. Yung sinasabi ko kanina, ito yung mga nagdi-distribute, siya yung nagdi-distribute ng sweldo ng mga employees. At siya din yung sumusulat sa check for the payroll and deposit into the payroll impressed account. Ano ba yung payroll impressed account? So, ito naman yung ginagamit na nakaseparate na account ng isang company in which nandoon yung funds na sa account na yun, nakalagay yung funds para sa pagpapasweldo talaga ng mga employee. So, yung fund na yun is nakalaan talaga siya sa pagpapasweldo sa mga employee. So, ayan. The General Ledger makes the following journal entries. So, ang General Ledger, General Ledger Department, sila yung naka-in-charge in making journal entries. So, ayan, meron nakalagay na from the labor distribution summary. Ito ay example lamang po. So, we have the work in process, direct labor, factory overhead, indirect labor, and the wages payable. Ayan, credit. So, dito naman, from disbursement voucher, meron tayong debit, wages payable, and the credit cash, federal income tax withholdings payable, and so on. So, dito sa part na to, is nakadepende ito sa company or sa atin dito ba, 'di ba dito sa ating bansa is mas common ang SSS, Pag-ibig. So, yung mga yan yung mga dinideduct bago ibigay yung check. Idinideduct na tong mga to, yung insurance natin o yung insurance ng isang employee. Sabi dyan, General Ledger Department makes the journal entry to transfer the cash from operating bank account to the payroll impressed account. So, ayan, we have the debit cash, payroll impressed account, and credit cash operating account. So, itong department, siya yung in charge in making journal entries kung saan tinatransfer yung cash sa operating bank account to payroll impress account. So, ayan. Let's move on sa ating payroll controls. Ano ba pag sinabi nating payroll controls? Siyempre, sa isang organization, we are using the internal controls. So, dito naman sa ating pagpapasweldo o sa payroll, we have used the payroll internal controls. And una dyan is the transaction authorization, in which the personal action form helps prevent terminated employees from receiving checks. So, ayan. Di ba nga itong personal action form, ito ay, ang in charge dito, di ba, ang personnel department. So, kaya nga, di ba, nabanggit natin doon kanina, kailangan siyang ina-update. Ina-update itong mga information na naroon sa in regard sa mga employee. Para yung mga nag-retired na o hindi na nagtatrabaho dun sa company ay hindi na sila makapag-receive ng checks or hindi na makapag-issue ng check. So, kailangan ng transaction authorization. And also, wage rates from being improperly changed for current employees. So, ayan, kailangan ng transaction authorization. So, next, segregation of duties. In terms of internal control or payroll control, timekeeping and personal function should be separated. So, syempre, mahalaga na magkaroon ng segregation of duties or separation of duties in terms of sa mga personnel or mga tao na nagpapasweldo. Halimbawa nito, na kailangan meron tao na nakaseparate na gumagawa ng isang role. Halimbawa nito, yung pag in timekeeping. So, dapat is magkaiba sila. Magkaiba yung gumagawa dahil pwede niyang ma-manipulate. Pwede niyang i-manipulate yung information and then magkukos yun ng fraud or ng intentional fraud na tinatawag natin. So, next, we have the supervision. So, yung supervision need to monitor employees to ensure they are not clocking in for one another. So, ano ba ibig sabihin nitong clocking in for one another? Ibig sabihin, kasi nga, once na hindi na mo-monitor yung mga employees, lalo na kung yung tawag dito, for example is, from attendance lamang yung attendance lang yung basihan ng pagpapasweldo. So, kailangan ma-monitor or kailangan ma-supervise yung mga employees. Kasi minsan nangyayari na late or na absent pero yung ibang kasamahan niya yung nag-a-attendance. So, hindi lang itong clocking in o yung nilagay is absent pero nilagyan ng present. So, hindi lang siya nangyayari sa school but also in a workplace. Nangyayari itong clocking in na to. O kailangan na ma-monitor or ma-supervise. So, next, we have the accounting records. Audit trail includes. So, ayan, nabanggit natin yung time cards, job tickets, disbursements, vouchers, labor distribution summary, payroll register, subsidiary ledger accounts, and general ledger accounts. So, in accounting records, so, mahalaga to na tong lahat ng ito ay maayos. Kailangan is accurate and reliable. Dahil once na mali, katulad na lang sa personnel action form, once na may mali doon, or hindi na pala nag-exist sa company, yung hindi siya na-update, is pwedeng magkaroon ng fraud, ng error. So, next, the access controls. Access controls need to prevent employees from having improper access to first accounting records such as time cards which can be altered. So, itong time cards kasi pwede siyang ma-alter. So, kailangan na hindi magkaroon ng access itong employees sa time cards. Hindi dapat magkaroon ng employees. Ito is confidential lamang kasi pwede siyang ma-alter. And then, unsigned checks. So, kailangan din ng access control dito sa mga unsigned checks. So, next, we have the independent verification. Verification of time cards by supervisor. So, ang supervisor ang in charge in verification ng time cards. Distribution of paychecks to authorized employees. So, ayan. And also, verification of accuracy of payroll disbursement voucher. Yan. Kailangan niya talagang ma-verify. So, di ba, ang daming proseso bago sumweldo. And also, General Ledger Department reconciles the labor distribution summary and the payroll disbursement voucher. So, yan po yung independent verification. So, let's move sa ating next topic, the physical payroll system. Under nito ang manual payroll controls. So, sabi dyan, Figure 6-8 presents a flow chart detailing the previous procedures in the context of a manual system. The following key tasks are discussed. So, una, payroll authorization in hours work. Enter the payroll department from two different sources. Ayan yung personnel and production. Payroll authorization. Secondly, the payroll department reconciles this information, calculates the payroll, and distributes paychecks to employees. Then third, cost accounting receive information regarding the time spent on each job from production. This is issued for posting to work in process account. So, ito yung example ng manual payroll system. Makita natin dyan, time cards, and job tickets. Merong production, cost accounting, and payroll. So, sa payroll department, yung time card, ito, dumaan siya dito sa employee, ano nakasulat dyan? So, ayan. Accounts payable receive payroll summary information from the payroll department and authorizes the cash disbursements department to deposit a single check in the payroll amount of the total payroll in a bank impressed account on which the payroll is drawn. So, yung account payable department, sila yung nagre-receive ng payroll summary information galing sa payroll department and authorizes the cash disbursement department. So, itong cash disbursements department naman yung nag-authorize na i-deposit sa single check into the amount of the total payroll doon sa bank impress account o ito yung account kung saan nandito na yung pondo na ipapasweldo sa mga employees. And lastly, the General Ledger Department reconciles summary information from cost accounting and account payable. Controls accounts are updated to reflect this transaction. So, ayan, kailangan na updated yung mga accounts. So, ayan, we have the next topic, the computer-based payroll system. So, under nito ang automating the payroll system using batch processing and re-engineering the payroll system. So, computer-based payroll system. Payroll is well suited to batch processing and sequential files. Batch processing, ibig sabihin, pagpapasweldo is by batch yan, hindi yan basta dahil nagtrabaho ka, sweldo agad. Hindi, by batch processing siya yung payroll. Most employees on the master file receive paychecks periodically. The computer program performs the detailed record keeping, check writing, and general ledger function. So, ayan na nga, sa computer program, ang computer program yung nagpe-perform ng detailed record keeping and check writing in general ledger function. So next, we have the automating the payroll system using batch processing. Ayan. Because payroll systems run periodically or weekly or monthly, they are well suited to batch processing. Figure 6-9 shows a flowchart for such a system. The data processing department receives hard copy of the personal action forms, job tickets, and time cards, which it converts to digital files. Batch computer programs perform the check writing, detailed record keeping, and general ledger function. So, ayan, from those hard copies ng personal action forms and job tickets and time cards, kino-convert ito into a, sabi dito, digital files. Ibig sabihin, naka-soft copy. Ibig sabihin, merong copy. Merong copy yung system. So, ito yung example, ito yung chart niya, batch payroll system. So, may nakalagay dyan na ito, production, data processing, and cash disbursement. Ito, job tickets, napunta siya rito, data processing, itong time cards, from personnel action, itong time cards, terminal ba? Ang labo. So, ito yung flowchart ng batch payroll system. So, ayan, control implications. The strengths and weaknesses of this system are similar to those in the batch system for general expenditures discussed earlier. This system promotes accounting accuracy and reduces check-writing errors. Beyond this, it does not significantly enhance operational efficiency. However, for many types of organization, this level of technology is adequate. So, kailangan pa rin talaga ng control implications. So, ayan. We have the re-engineered HRM systems. Sabi dyan, payroll can be re-engineered as a part of human resource management or HRM. IT can process or information technology can process a wide range of personnel-related data, including employee benefits, labor resource planning, employee skills and training, pay rates, deduction and paychecks, and de-evaluation. Ayan. Para siya. Ito, here are the key features of re-engineered human resource and management. So, itong personnel. Personnel can make changes to the employee file in a real time. So, yun nga kanina, di ba, nabanggit ko yung personnel department, sila yung in charge in changing employee file or yung kanina, yung marital status ng isang employee, the rate ng sweldo ng employee. And also, cost accounting enters job cost data either daily or in a real time. Timekeeping enters the attendance file daily, and data processing still uses batch processing and prepares all reports, the checks, and updates the general ledger. So, yung data processing, sila daw yung gumagamit ng batch processing. Ibig sabihin by batch, hindi individually, by batch. At sila din yung nagpre-prepare ng lahat ng reports, ng mga cheque, at ng update sa general ledger. Sabi pa dito, re-engineered HRM systems differ from automated, manual, and batch or sequential file system because, una, operation departments transmit transaction to data processing via terminals. So, we have the batch payroll system. So, ayan, makikita natin yung job tickets, time cards, parang bumalik. So, here is the procedures payroll system with real-time events. So, let's proceed to the physical fixed asset system. Under nito ang computer-based fixed asset system and the controlling the fixed asset system. So, fixed asset system. Fixed assets, the property, plant, and equipment used in the operation of a business. So, the life of a fixed asset. So, una, the acquisition of asset. Sunod nito ang depreciation, subsequent expenditures, and the disposal of asset. So, makikita natin dito from asset cost, the decline in asset service potential. So, time, useful life, the salvage value. So, alam naman natin na ang asset, just like ng mga equipment or machine, is nagde-depreciate siya, hindi katulad ng land na nag-a-appreciate. So, ito yung life cycle niya, or life cycle yung life ng fixed asset, Yung once na in-acquire mo yung asset, so okay pa siya, syempre mataas pa yung value niya dahil bago. Then, habang tumatagal, syempre nagkakaroon ng diferensya, nandito na, nagde-depreciate na siya. Habang tumatagal is nagbabago na rin yung kanyang service, pagsiservice niya. So, mas bumababa yung value niya. And then, the subsequent expenditures. And also, the disposal of asset. So, syempre, kapag hindi na talaga kaya, kailangan nang i-dispose. Makikita dito yung salvage value. So, here is the data flow diagram for fixed assets. So, ayan, makikita natin dito, user department, the acquisition, cash disbursement, the accounts payable subledger, the check register, accounts payable, purchasing, vendor, receiving, fixed asset accounting, the general ledger process, dito, disposal process, authorization and user department, fixed asset subledger, depreciation schedule and user department. So, ito po yung flow chart. Ito, the computer-based fixed asset system. So, una, ito meron siyang data processing department and the fixed asset department. So, dito sa data processing department, we have the asset acquisition procedures. Yung sa part na to, ito, makikita natin dito yung fixed asset account, then journal, voucher, file ba yan, and the general ledger. Dito, general ledger or FRS procedures. So, dito naman, asset maintenance and procedures to general ledger FRS procedures. So, dito makikita natin fixed asset, file, and journal voucher, general ledger. So, ito, depreciation schedule, update depreciation, and ano yun nakalagay? Hindi makita. And lastly, asset disposal procedure. So, yan to general ledger to FRS procedures. So, dito, fixed asset, journal voucher, general ledger to remove asset from files. So, yan. We have the objectives of fixed asset system. So, una, acquire fixed asset in accordance with management approval and procedures. So, nag-acquire tayo ng fixed asset according dun sa management approval. So, kailangan ng approval at ng mga procedures. Also, maintain adequate accounting records of asset acquisition, cost description, and location. So, di ba, pag nag-journal entry tayo, so, mahalaga na magkaroon tayo ng record of asset acquisition. Just like, halimbawa, bumili tayo ng asset. So, ng equipment, specifically equipment. So, debit equipment and credit cash. So, it is an example of journal entry ng pag-acquire natin ng asset or pag-purchase natin ng asset, which is the equipment. And also, maintain depreciation records for depreciable assets in accordance with acceptable method. So, kailangan din na ma-maintain natin yung record ng depreciation. So, mahalaga yan para pag minonitor yung records is magmamatch siya. And also, provide management with information to help it plan future fixed assets in asset investment. So, kailangan mag-provide daw ng management sa information para makatulong ito sa pagpaplano ng future fixed asset investment, katulad ng land, ng plant, o yung planta, yung mismong site, kung saan sinasagwa yung production. So, asset acquisition. So, acquisition, it means we are acquiring an asset, we are purchasing asset. So, ginagamit natin yung cash natin or yung capital natin, yung cash natin, in acquiring an asset, just like machines, equipments, utensils, property, para sa operation or production ng ating company or ng ating business. So, it begins when a department manager determines that an old fixed asset needs to be replaced or that a new fixed asset is warranted. So, itong asset acquisition is nagsisimula siya kapag yung department manager daw ay nagsabi o na yung lumang asset ay kailangan ng palitan or the new fixed asset is warranted. So, doon nagsi-start. And also, a purchase requisition is filled out, may require an authorizing signature for items over a pre-specified limit. So, nagre-require ito ng authorized signature. So, next, we have the asset maintenance. So, paano ba natin mini-maintain yung asset para magamit natin siya in production? So, involves adjusting FAS subsidiary or fixed asset system subsidiary account balances as asset depreciate. Next, depreciation calculation are internal transactions that the FAS system bases upon a depreciation schedule. Next, physical improvements must also be recorded to increase the subsidiary account balance and depreciation schedule. So, in terms of asset maintenance, we have to involve the adjusting fixed asset system subsidiary account. And also, the depreciation calculations are internal transaction and the physical improvements. So, halimbawa is meron tayong mga binago dun sa asset or sa ating equipment. So, kailangan yun is nare-record din natin, lalo na kung lumalabas tayo ng pera. So, kailangan ma-record yun upang hindi ko yung hahanapan na hindi magkaroon ng error, hindi magkaroon ng problema. So, mahalaga na kailangan is kinikip yung pagre-record ng mga transaction in terms of maintaining or maintenance of asset. So, next we have the asset disposal. Pag disposal, ibig sabihin, wala na yung nag-end na yung asset's useful life. The asset must be removed from the records and depreciation schedule. So, yun na nga. Nagkakaroon ng asset disposal dahil nga, halimbawa is nasira na yung equipment. That time is nasira na, hindi niya na kinaya, bumigay na. So, ayun, the asset disposal. Disposal request forms and disposal reports as source documents. So, kailangan sa pag-dispose din ng assets, kailangan is merong ding request forms or may mga record din. Merong mga katunayan na na-dispose yung ganitong asset para hindi ito yung maging reasons or ito yung maging source ng kung ano-ano mang mga issues na meron sa isang organization. So, para na rin maiwasan yung kung ano-ano mga issues na lumabas in terms of disposing assets. So, kailangan ng request forms and disposal reports sa pagdidispose ng assets. So, we have the computer-based fixed asset system in acquisition. Receipt of assets are digitally recorded in the system along with information such as its useful life, depreciation methods, and so on. So, ayan, pag computer-based, ibig sabihin is naka-file type siya, ibig sabihin naka-record siya in computer-based. So, sabi dyan, yung receipt of assets daw ay naka-record sa system. Katulad ng mga information na to, yung kanyang useful life, yung depreciation methods, at kung ano-ano pa. So, naka-record yon dito sa system. Ledgers are automatically updated. So, in terms of, yan, sa pag-journal entry, so, lagi din siyang ina-update. Automatic update siya. And then, the computer-based fixed asset system in maintenance. So, computerized fixed asset system automatically calculate current periods depreciation, update accumulated depreciation, and book value fields in the subsidiary records. And also post total depreciation to affected general ledger accounts. Record the depreciation accounts by adding records to the general voucher file. So, yan, in terms of maintenance, kinakalculate yung current period's depreciation niya. Yung ina-update yung accumulated depreciation at yung book value fields sa subsidiary records. And post-total depreciation na nakakapekto dun sa general ledger accounts. So, computer-based fixed asset system in disposal. Computerized fast or fixed asset system automatically post adjusting entries to the fixed asset control account in the ledger or general ledger. Record losses or gains associated with the disposal transaction and prepare journal voucher records. So, dito sa system na to, nire-record din natin yung mga adjusting entries ng fixed asset control account sa ledger. At nire-record din natin yung losses at gains in terms of disposal transaction. At nagpe-prepare din tayo ng journal voucher records. So next, we have the fixed asset system controls. So, di ba kanina sa anong part yun? Sa control system, di ba? Meron ding authorization and supervision. So, authorization should be formal and explicit because of high cost of fixed asset system. So, una, acquisitions. Sunod is changes and depreciation methods. So, kailangan ng authorization pagdating sa acquisition para ma-ensure yung reliability and accuracy ng information in terms of recording the acquisition of the PPE or the assets and changes in depreciation method. So, dapat is authorized yan. Dapat is merong authorization. And also, supervision. Threat of misappropriation requires constant management oversight. So, supervision, ito yung minomonitor or sinusupervise to prevent theft. To prevent thief, secure physical locations of asset. So, kailangan nating i-supervise or magkaroon ng supervision para maiwasan yung pagnanakaw at ma-secure yung mga physical location ng mga assets. And also, misuse. Monitor on the job activities. So, kung saan-saan gagamitin yung mga asset, so, kailangan nyo na sinusupervise or minomonitor. So, we have the independent verification. Internal auditors should periodically verify FAS records. So, periodically is dapat bine-verify yung fixed asset records. The reasonableness of factors used in decisions, such as the useful life, the discounts, budgeting models, location, condition, and fair value of the fixed asset records in the subsidiary ledger, and the programming logic for automatic calculations or depreciations. So, kailangan ng independent verification in verifying fixed assets records. Naulit. So, yan. We have the summary. So, in this chapter 6, began with an examination of payroll procedures. So, ayun na nga, na-discuss natin yung different departments kung saan pinaprocess yung payroll o yung kung paano tayo magpapasweldo sa tao, yung proseso ng mga papers, mga documents na kailangang mai-process in terms of preparing paychecks. Then, the discussion focused on the fundamental tasks, the functional departments, and the documents, journals, and accounts that constitute the payroll system, common exposures and controls that reduce risks inherent in payroll activities were explained. So, ayun, na-explain diba kanina yung mga functional departments and the documents, ganun din yung journal entries, and yung mga accounts. Diba kanina yung impress accounts. So, na-discuss natin kanina. And then, in addition, we review the operational features and the control implication of technology used in payrolls. So, gumagamit tayo ng system in terms of recording the transactions or the records of the different transaction in terms of acquiring equipment or PPE or assets, and also in maintenance and disposal of asset. So, second section of the chapter presented the typical features of the fixed asset system. Ayan, nabanggit ko na, fixed asset accounting involves 3 classes of procedures: asset acquisition, maintenance, and asset disposal. We examine the files, procedures, and reports that constitute the fixed asset system. We concluded our discussion by reviewing the principal risk and control in the system. So, ayan yung summary ng ating chapter 6. I hope we understand our discussion. And that's all. Thank you so much and God bless everyone.